True story. So this studio, Northern Christian Recording, should never really exist. Where it actually began was as the Attic, which stood for Announcing Total Truth in Christ. And that was the humble beginnings, where I bought a 4-track cassette recorder. I bought an Alesis compressor, an Alesis synth. I bought a Roland MC500 sequencer, which later got upgraded to a MC50. There was no computers back then. And I sequenced drums, bass, all the keys, synths, all that, using that sequencer. Striped a time code on track 4 of the cassette recorder, which meant I had 3 tracks left. So I had electric guitar, acoustic guitar, or another guitar, because it's all I played. And then I had a track for a vocal. And my goal was to record my own music. That was the beginning. And strangely enough, I get this random phone call out of the blue, and it was a lady wanting to record an album. And she said, "I heard you had some recording gear. I want to record an album." And I was like, well, I really can't, because I didn't have a mastering deck. And back then, a mastering deck cost about $2,500 to $3,000 for, a decent one. And the one I was wanting to get was the Tascam DA30 Mark II, which I still have here back in the rack. And so she said, well, if I pay enough for my project so you can buy the mastering deck, will you do my album? And so I thought, okay, I'll do that. And so we did her project, and in order for her to do backing vocals, or for sing and have a backing vocalist, I think it was a relative of hers that sang, we had to sing on the same mic, and the backing vocalist had to be behind her. And I was EQing it just as neutral as I could get for both voices, and just compressing the daylights out of it to get it up front. But we did that, and it got radio play instantly. And so that was weird, hearing this stuff that I'd produced on the radio. And so then I started getting other calls, and I was like, wow, I better set this up as a business right away, because I didn't want the tax man knocking on my door asking for his share. And so that was the start of kind of the commercial recording. And then it just kind of snowballed and grew from there. And so, this place now turned into Northern Christian Recording, because as I got all these phone calls and people wanting to record, I was like, wow, my passion is Christian music. And I want my life to count for that. I want, that's my passion, right? So, and there's all kinds of studios that can do all kinds of other music, so I changed the name, and it was originally changed to Northeast Christian Recording, which turned into kind of a confusing thing. So just changed it to, when I registered it as a business, it became Northern Christian Recording, and that's what it's been. And we've literally had miracle after miracle after miracle. People say, no, those are just coincidences, but too many coincidences, and too strange of coincidences, And so maybe I'll share some of those as stories later. But that's the humble beginnings of Northern Christian Recording. For those who didn't know, now you know.